Hello friends, welcome to Insights ICANN Initiative. So in this, we are going to discuss about week number 12 current issues. You know that for last 11 weeks, we were discussing about weekly current affairs. In case if you miss out the previous ones, you can find in the playlist which consists of weekly current affairs. Now let's see what kind of, what are the components we are going to cover in this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about all the 7 topics in our week number 12 issues. The first one is Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court. Recently, Supreme Court mentioned that they are going to form a constitutional bench regarding the medical termination of pregnancy. In this context, we are going to discuss about what is a constitution bench. This particular topic is related to polity. Next, Baiga Tribe. You know that Baiga Tribe was given the habitational rights. Okay, tell me students whether the Baiga tribe is present in the PVTG group or not. If yes, how many PVTGs are there in India? How many particularly vulnerable tribal groups are there in India? So this particular topic is related to sociology. Next, intensified mission Indradhanush. This is regarding the vaccination, and government of India is rolling out one more phase of the vaccine. It is related to S&T. Next, global hunger index. You know that index been released. Here we are going to discuss about which organizations will publish this index, what is the India rank, and which parameters we are going to consider. This is about, tell me students, what is the rank of India in this year index? Next, Nilgiri Tahr. Tamil Nadu government decided that they are going to preserve the Nilgiri Tahrs by taking some additional measures. What kind of measures Tamil Nadu government is taking, we will discuss here. Nilgiri Tahr. Next, periodic labor force survey. Recently, periodic labor force survey been released, and according to that, what is the unemployment rate, whether the unemployment rate is increased or decreased. And here we are going to discuss about what is a labor force and what is a workforce. This particular topic is related to economy, and this Nilgiri Tahr is related to environment. And International Big Cat Alliance. Recently, one country approved, they are willing to join with the International Big Cat Alliance. This is also related to IR, international relations. Tell me students, actually International Big Cat Alliance, it is a proposal initiated by India. Which country shown willingness to join with this particular alliance? Please include your answers in comment section. As your participation is more interactive in nature, so that obviously I can add more quality content. So try to be more interactive. Whatever the answer you know, please try to put in comments. Okay, irrespective of whether it is right or wrong. Now let's see. The first one is, this is regarding the constitutional bench. So Supreme Court recently announced that they are going to induct one constitutional bench regarding the feasibility of introducing the language interpreter or sign language interpreter. First you have to understand what is the main purpose of the sign language interpreter. Sign language interpreters are the ones who interpret the sign language. Okay, the sign language can be, generally it will be used by the people who cannot listen the voice, that means deaf. Normally for the deaf people, the sign language will be useful. In case if the people who are experiencing the court trial, if they are deaf people, then obviously this language interpreter will be useful, sign language interpreter. So now let us see the topic. Supreme Court announced that they are considering introducing the sign language interpreter for the hearing impaired. Okay, hearing impaired people during the constitutional bench hearing. Here you have to understand constitutional bench hearing. You have to know that students, constitutional bench means minimum bench strength is 5. Okay, normally when president is asking any advice regarding the Supreme Court, at that time constitutional bench will be formed. The second thing is, when a matter is related to the interpretation of constitution, then also constitutional bench will be formed. Here you have to understand, CJI will establish the constitutional bench. Constitutional bench is about, generally at least 5 members will be there, and it deals with the substantial questions on the law. Under Article 145 Clause 3, anything related to substantial question of the law, like I said earlier, or the interpretation of the constitution, at least a bench with 5 judges has to be formed. That bench is known as constitutional bench. Now, constitutional bench, so one more thing you have to understand students, after constitutional bench is formed, after they give any judgment, the judgment can be reviewed by the bench which consists of the higher strength only. For example, in Goloknath case, judgment given by the 11 like 11-membered bench. The judgment was reviewed only in the Keshavananda Bharati case by the bench which consists of 13 judges. That you have to remember. Now let's see, there are 4 conditions, there are 4 situations under which we will form the constitutional bench. Under which condition? Number 1, when court require to interpret substantial question of the law, that means when it is dealing with any important clause or important interpretation of the constitution. The second thing, when president is taking the opinion of the Supreme Court. You know that under Article 143, president can seek opinion of the Supreme Court on 2 matters. What are they? On the matters of factual information or on the matters of any laws related to constitution. Here you have to remember one more thing. The advice given by the Supreme Court is not binding on the president. President may follow or may not follow. That you have to understand. Then case number 3. Case number 3 is when a two bench, like 2 judge bench formed, and the judgment given by the 2 judge bench, and later when that matter referred to the 3 judge bench, when this 2 judge bench and 3 judge bench, when they are giving contradictory opinion, then the matter will be forwarded to the constitutional bench. Next, 4th condition. The 4th condition is when 3 judge bench deliver the contradictory judgment in 2 different conditions. That means 2 different 3 judges bench are giving the different opinion. That means conflict of opinion. In that condition also, constitutional bench will be established. These are the 4 conditions under which you can observe the constitutional bench. So this is about the topic number 1. Next, topic number 2. In this we are going to discuss about the Baiga tribe. Why we are discussing about the Baiga tribe in this video? Baiga tribes were given the habitational rights. That means previously their traditional rights over particular area and their cultural rights and the way they are celebrating the festival and everything, now they've been protected by the statute. Here you have to understand, these habitual rights are given according to the Forest Rights Act. Okay, Forest Rights Act is conferring these kind of rights. Now let's see where this Baiga tribe is present and whether the Baiga tribe is present in the particularly vulnerable tribal groups or not. We will see. Recently, Baiga tribes, yes, they belong to PVTG. They are the second tribe to get habitat rights, and they are from Chhattisgarh. And tell me, students, what is the total number of PVTG tribes? Keep your answer in comments. This is a Baiga tribe. They are the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Actually, in India, any tribe which is vulnerable, if their vulnerability is very high, and they are confined to only particular area, and if you don't protect them, they will be extinct. That kind of tribals put under the PVTG category. These Baiga tribes present in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, Odisha, and some other states. Their occupation, mainly they are the like mobile, they are nomadic, okay, semi-nomadic life. They go for the slash and burn cultivation. That means there is no fixed cultivation. As there is no fixed cultivation, there will be no fixed settlement of the villages also. You have to understand. Here, their culture we will discuss. They give the preference to a drink known as mahua. It is a kind of alcoholic drink, and they practice a form of cultivation known as bevar. It is a name of how the Jhum cultivation is related to some of the tribes in Northeast. And tattoos, having tattoos on different parts of the body at different occasions, is also one of the significant feature of the Baiga tribe. Habitat rights, like I said earlier, habitat right means previously and whichever the areas they are having the traditional rights, now they are having the legal rights. Okay, that may be in the form of their intellectual knowledge or the traditional knowledge and their customary rights over the habitation. All these things now they got the legally backup rights. According to which law these habitat rights are being provided? These habitat rights are provided according to Forest Rights Act, which is popularly known as Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006, also known as Forest Rights Act. Under this act, Section 3, Clause A, Subclause E is giving this kind of habitat rights to the Baiga tribes. So this is about the topic number 2. The third topic related to SNT, and now we are going to discuss about the Mission Indradhanush. Government rolled out the next phase of the Mission Indradhanush. This year, they not only stopped targeting up to 2 years, now their target enhanced up to 5 years. Now we will see under Mission Indradhanush which diseases will be targeted, and this year they are mainly emphasizing to eradicate measles. Okay, and we will also discuss under which ministry this particular mission is operating. This mission Indradhanush targets the measles, polio, pertussis, tetanus, TB, diphtheria and hepatitis B. Union government, it is going to be in 3 phases. So far it announced from the month of August to October. Intensified mission Indradhanush. It's a 5th version. Is going to be in 3 rounds. Those are the dates I told you previously. It is about offering the immunization, and it works under which ministry? Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. This nodal ministry also you have to know that. And the main intention is all about what? The main intention is about providing vaccination to children and women who missed out in the previous cycles. So you know that vaccine will give the immunity. What type of immunity? Acquired immunity. We discussed the same thing when we discussed about the malaria vaccine as well. And mRNA vaccine. Recently the Nobel Prize in Medicine related to that particular mRNA vaccine. This year, for the first time, they are extended the vaccination, compulsory vaccination to up to 5 years children. And the special focus will be to eradicate or to reduce the occurrence of measles, rubella. Because Government of India is aimed that this measles and rubella should be eliminated from India by 2023. In this entire process, they are going to take the help of the technology as well in the form of UWIN digital platform, so that whoever previously missed out, they can be traced, and their number of doses also can be traced, so that we can achieve the better and more effective vaccination. Mission Indradhanush. It is a vaccination program as a part of the universal immunization program. It conducted in low immunization coverage areas where women and children previously not covered. It was launched by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in 2014. So far 11 phases of Mission Indradhanush have been completed across the country, and 12th phase is currently going on. Total around 5.06 crore children and 1.25 crore pregnant women have been cumulatively vaccinated till date under this campaign, so that you can understand what kind of significant change it has brought so far. Next, the 4th topic in today's video is Global Hunger Index. You know that, students, it is very unfortunate that India's performance in the Global Hunger Index reduced. Of course, Government of India is differing with this index and how the way it calculated. But nonetheless, we are going to discuss about who are publishing this Global Hunger Index and what kind of parameters they are considering while calculating the country's performance in the Global Hunger Index. Okay, now let's see. Regarding the Global Hunger Index, India's rank is 111 out of how many countries? 125 countries. And this Global Hunger Index, it's a tool which comprehensively analyzes and tracks the hunger at global level, regional level and national level as well. Organization behind in publishing the Global Hunger Index are Concern Worldwide and German organization Wealth Hunger Life. These are the 2 organizations which are publishing this report. Tell me, students, which sustainable development goal is dealing with the hunger? Which one? Comment below the comment section. Okay, how it is calculated? This particular hunger index will be calculated by taking a ranking on 4 parameters. First one is the undernourishment. When a particular children is unable to get proper food such as carbohydrates, proteins and vitamins according to their age, that is known as undernourishment. Next, child stunting. It is about height a child is supposed to be at particular age. Child wasting. It is so lack of weight according to the height. And child mortality. This is about how many children are dying before their celebrating the 5th birthday. So by considering all these 4 parameters, Global Hunger Index will be calculated. What are the key findings? The 2023 Global Hunger Index for the world score is 18.3, and for India the score is 28.7. So the categorization of India is in the serious category. Normally this Global Hunger Index it is having a scale from 0 to 100. Towards 0, less hunger, and towards 100, more hunger. In South Asia and Africa, these are the regions which are suffering very severely from the hunger. In the Africa, especially the south of Africa, which is present below the Sahara Desert. This is about the Global Hunger Index, topic number 4. Now we will see the topic number 5, which is related to environment, that is Nilgiri Tahr. You know, the Nilgiri Tahr, it is very special that even it can go against the gravity as well. Sometimes you know that in some videos, this Nilgiri Tahr is climbing towards the, towards the top of the dam, the check dams and all these things. So they can go against the gravity also up to a certain extent. Tamil Nadu government, recently they announced that the Nilgiri Tahr project for the conservation of Tamil Nadu state animal. Here you have to understand it is a Tamil Nadu state animal, and of course we will discuss about its IUCN category and all at the end of this video. Nilgiri Tahr, it is endangered mountain goat which is endemic to Western Ghats. It is specifically present in Western Ghats. It is locally also known as Varayadu, and it is nicknamed mountain monarch. It can defy the gravity as well, like I said earlier. Next, distribution. Around the 5% of the Western Ghats in South India, entire population 5% present in this area only. National park which is very popular for Nilgiri Tahr, Eravikulam National Park in Kerala, highest population of Nilgiri Tahr. Habitats, they present in generally grassland. So whether the Tahr, deer, stag, all these are present in the grasslands. Next, conservation status. IUCN category, endangered, and Wildlife Protection Act 1972 category, Schedule 1. This is about Nilgiri Tahr. Now the next one we are going to discuss about the topic that is related to economy. It is regarding the periodic labor force survey. You know students, obviously when you take this kind of surveys, you can get a better overview about the unemployment, whether the unemployment is increasing or decreasing, and what type of data we are gathering, whether we are gathering the weekly data or monthly data. That means if a person is unemployed for a week, then that person will be featured in the weekly data. If a person is unemployed for a month also, then that will be counted in monthly unemployment. We will see what are the numbers are going to tell. Recent periodic labor force survey, it is reported that the unemployment rate in India between the April to June this year, it has been decreased. That is the essence of this particular survey, periodic labor force survey. It gives the importance regarding the unemployment, and it will be done by National Statistical Office. They launched this periodic labor force survey in 2017. Before that, it was not there. The main objective is to estimate the unemployment as well as the employment indicators in urban area as well as in the rural area. In urban area, in rural area as well as urban area, they'll calculate unemployment based on the usual status. But in the urban area exclusively, they will calculate unemployment based on the current weekly status as well. Current weekly status means person's unemployment over the last 1 week. Here, labor force participation rate, LFPR. Labor force participation rate, what does it mean? It means people who are willing to work, or people who are working, and people who are willing to work but unable to find work. All this broad group of people comes under labor force participation rate. Next, workers population ratio. It is about percentage of the people who are employed actually. That is a worker population ratio. Next, unemployment ratio. Unemployment ratio is about people who are in labor force. They would like to work at the prevailing wages, but they are unable to find that employment. That is the unemployment ratio. Next, current weekly status. Like I said earlier, this kind of activity will reflects as a person's unemployment over last 1 week. That is the weekly status. And this entire survey will be conducted by National Sample Survey, which works under the MOSPI, Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation. Key findings. Now let us see what this report is revealing. The labor force participation between 15 years and above, 15 years and above, it has been improved. That means more number of people they are participating in the work. That means obviously country's economy will grow. because more number of people are occupied in productive things. The LFPR, labor force participation in urban area, increased from 47.5 percentage to 48.8 percentage. The weekly, data in urban area increased from 43.9 percentage to 43.9 percentage to 45.5 percentage. For genders, it is different percentages are there. And of course, I will include this particular slides PDF in the video description. And next topic we are going to discuss, this is the seventh one. It is regarding the Big Cat Alliance. Recently, Tanzania announced that Tanzanian president, he given approval regarding joining in this particular organization. Actually, this Big Cat Alliance, it is an initiative taken by India along with some other countries. This International Big Cat Alliance is all about taking suitable measures to protect certain big cats such as tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar and cheetah. How many big cats? 7 big cats. Conservation. Tell me students, in which year India brought we brought the Project Tiger. So in which year we launched the Project Tiger? Next. So which country is joining? Tanzania is joining. If you remember, Mount Kilimanjaro present in Tanzania, and the Lake Victoria is also having its border with Tanzania. Next, Tanzanian president approved to join in the programs. Actually, these programs are initiated by India. These are International Big Cat Alliance and Global Biofuel Alliance. Actually, this Global Biofuel Alliance, it was recently launched in G20. Tell me students, which countries are behind in launching the global Biofuel Alliance? Put your answer in comments. And this Big Cat Alliance, it was launched in 2003 for the protection and conservation of the 7 big cats. Already I read out what are those 7 big cats. Membership. This organization is open to 97 tiger range countries and other countries which are interested in as well. That means even though a country which is not featuring tiger, still that country can take membership in this particular organization. Funding. Initially, India promised around $100 million, and over the period of time, from countries' membership fees, the funding can be raised along with the voluntary contribution from various countries. This structure, all the important decisions of this International Big Cat Alliance, these decisions will be taken by Council. The General Council will be elected by General Assembly. General Assembly consists of all the member countries. This General Assembly will elect General Council, which consists of only few countries. So these are the 7 topics we discussed in a very comprehensive manner. Now let's see, it's a time to MCQs. Last video MCQ question. Which one of the following is associated with the issue of control and phasing out of the use of ozone depleting substance? Which one is Montreal Protocol? Yesterday we discussed about that. Next. Gunji village, recently seen in news, lies in which state? In which state it is present? Next question. It is situated in the Lushai mountain hills. It is surrounded on the west by the Bangladeshi Chittagong hill track and on the east by the Terai river. This is most likely a description of. It is related to which tiger reserve? Next. Recently, which of the following state organized a campaign called Amrit Briksha Andolan aimed at increasing the state green cover by planting 1 crore sapling, primarily of commercial trees? Which state? Next question. Recently, a Supreme Court appointed committee has declared 12 private resorts along with the Segur Elephant Corridor illegal, and they have to be demolished. So where this, where this elephant corridor is located in? Next. Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve lies in which state? So these are the MCQs for today's video. And as before we end this video, let us revise quickly. In this particular weekly issues 12th edition, we discussed about all these 7 particular topic in detail. And this is the detailed analysis regarding the weekly current affairs edition 12.